For the sake of our visitors here today, we're here every Sunday at 8 and 11, and we welcome you back. I do want to let you know, I know that many of you have, everybody's been waiting to hear what the bishop has to say. And first thing, my responsibility is to my family. And I thank God for a strong wife and for strong sons and Eric and Edward and Jared. And a very strong daughter who's been giving me a lot of love in this week is Taylor. So I thank God for her. And then secondly, I could not say nothing unless I came to my church family. I love you, New Birth. We love you. We always love you, and all of you who watch around the world, who we provide leadership to. Y'all sit down. And then very few times you can tell the world they have to wait. And I want to speak to you, and because I am your pastor and I am your covering and father in the gospel. In every situation, everything, God always has a word, and then I'll get to the point that some of the other folk came for. We do want to thank people from around the world, pastors from around the world, many of my sons in ministry who have left their pulpits this morning to be here. If they're here, stand. All my sons' father's house, all the sons, pastors, Pastor Murphy, Pastor Smith, Pastor Law, Pastor McGill, Victor Tyrone, Bishop Curry from Miami, New Birth. If I just start calling names, Pastor Taylor back there. Pastor Landers was here this morning, and Pastor William Murphy, all are back. All of our sons are back home, and I thank God for all that God is doing in and through us. A lot of people came to hear some things about me, but it really is not about me. And I want to make sure that we understand that. But I am just like you. This is a very difficult time, probably the most difficult time that I've ever experienced in my life. And I've experienced some difficult times. And New Birth. Y'all stay focused. And stay focused. That's a good moment to give God a praise break. And I realize this is a difficult time for many of you, because many of you, your phone been ringing more than it ever rang before. And it's been the topic of the barbershop, the beauty parlor, and everything else. But the first thing I want to say to you is I want to talk to you for a few moments, and then in those few moments, I just want to talk to you from a subject. How do you handle a painful and difficult situations? How do you handle painful and difficult situations? In Psalms 34:19, it says, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. Our purpose today is twofold. It's to minister to those who are present and to strengthen those in the New Birth family. Above all, this is a church of the living God, and this is a precious, holy moment. And I want you to focus on that so the Spirit of God can speak to us. Three simple emphases that I must make to use to minister to you. It goes direct to our church and our church family in these times. Number one, there has always got to be a consciousness that there is a reality of painful situations. Number two, the response to painful situations. And number three, the remedy to painful situations. The reality of painful situations, my brothers and sisters and family, is really recorded in Isaiah 43:2, where it says, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, nor shall the flame scorch you. Unfortunately, life is filled with painful situations that make the times of joy and happiness so magnificent. As long as man is depraved, Satan is determined, and life is unfair, and we are subject to face distasteful and painful situations. The righteous face painful situations with determined expectancy. Please hear this. We are not, nobody under the sound of my voice, exempt from pain. But he promises to be with us and to deliver us in our pain. Please hear this. You have to look at, there are different kinds of situations that happen that bring us pain. So situations of destruction, something caused by flood, natural disaster, earthquakes. Many of you still remember, and some of you are here in this city only because of what happened with Hurricane Katrina. One weekend, one moment, you have one lifestyle, and then in one night, one day, everything is washed away. Whole community, a whole memory, your church family, all of that. Painful, some still dealing with the aftermath and the after effects of tsunamis and all of those. Then you have situations of disease. You walk into a hospital, you're in an emergency room, you see pain, you get reports from doctors, and you're praying that it comes back negative and it comes back positive. There's situations of disappointment where you have hopelessness, of unmet expectations. I don't think there's anybody in here who have not went through the pain of unmet expectations. Situations of death, the ultimate loss of a loved one. There are many of you I've ministered to and others have ministered to who lost loved ones, children, husband, wife, mother, father, tragically, instantly, unexpected. There are situations of deception that brings about pain and brings about a struggle when one has been betrayed by those that they love. The situations of divorce. It has creeped through our community, our church community, where marriages started out well, and then somehow all the dreams have been dissolved, and what love turned into resentment and pain. And the greatest pain in that regard is to love somebody who doesn't love you back. And without a doubt, painful situations are in life, and they are inescapable. Lord, how much I prayed to miss this pain, but yet I must go through it. Protection from painful situations, for the most part, as I said, is impossible, but preparation is the most important. The response to painful situations. Matthew 6:33 says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you." It's amazing, because when you understand that, you can always find that we cannot always control and avoid some painful situations, but we can control our response to them. And today we must decide that in the midst of all that is occurring, in the midst of all that's going on, in the midst of what's happening in Bishop's life, in the midst of what's happening in the church life, in the midst of what's happening in your personal life, your personal pain did not be put on hold this week because of me. You have to learn how to still be a spiritual witness. The demonstration of your conviction and your spirituality is not demonstrated on a sunny day. It's demonstrated in the moment of conflict and confusion. Here are some possible responses to pain. Number one, you can curse it and allow the situation to make you bitter. Some of you have gone through some painful situations that you have cursed, and you have become bitter, and then your bitterness, it is messing up your life and not allowing you to flow in the things of God. Number two, you can nurse it and allow that situation to make you a blamer. I don't know how many people I've ever met that can always go back to a painful moment 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 8 years ago, that the reason why I'm here now is because of what happened back in this time and back in this, or in the year that King Uzziah died. I didn't see the Lord. It causes us to sit and nurse pain and never get free to understand that a new day has come. You can rehearse it, and it allows the situation to be relived and batter you and fight you and hit you and beat you up. I don't know how many folk are sitting up even now with whatever situations you ever went through and are still being beaten by situations and by people in those situations and have gone on with their life, and you are still rehearsing it. You can curse it, you can nurse it, you can rehearse it, or you can reverse it. And so with all that, in reversing it, it allows the situational response to cause you to be better. Touch your neighbor and say, we got to get better. We will not allow this present pain to cause us to abandon our righteous commitment and stand. Some way and somehow we will become better, and we will walk through this painful situation. The remedy of the painful situation comes from the book of Psalms, 23rd Psalm, by our brother David, who said, "Yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, and your rod and your staff, they comfort me." David writes these words and gives us insight to how to make it through painful times. Please hear this.